Be another one after April 14. Is that tomorrow?
Sunday. Sunday.
Kasi doon ang rally. At may inaabangan pa ako na yung pinakakal ko yung aming nose doon sa foreign affairs at foreign policy during my time. But let me be very clear on this. We have not conceded anything to China. There might have been exchange of control over the Chinese China Sea. Pero those were really territorial in nature, not involving the encroachment of China in their exclusive economic zone. Iba yun. Yung sabi nila territorial, we are studying it still until now so that I can give you a concrete picture of everything. Ang problema lang nito, maraming hindi naman they are not party to any of the discussion at itong biglang gentleman's agreement with Xi Jinping. Nobody but nobody in the Philippines today, either the Supreme Court, the Presidency, or Congress, can concede anything about territories. Hindi gawain ng presidente yan. And ang ano ko lang is even this stupid ex-Justice Carpio is harping on a gentleman's agreement of which certainly he was not there, and is beginning to expound on the consequences of the resort or whatever wrong there was committed in the agreement. Aside from the fact of having a handshake with President Xi Jinping, the only thing I remember was that status quo. That's the word, na walang galawan, no movement, no armed patrols there, as is where is, para walang magkagulo, hindi tayo magkagulo. Yun ang naalaala ko. Wala akong I do not there's a new word. I do not even know the ayunan sure. Ito si Carpio and the rest of the well, I think is trying to be relevant. Is a retired justice, a not so brilliant one, which he pretends to be. Nawala naman siya doon. And I assure you that if it was a gentleman's agreement, it would always have been an agreement that would keep the peace in the South China Sea. Huwag mo kayong maniwala yung bulatik nila kasi hindi ako ganun kagago. You know, ayaw kong magyabang. Kaya bakit ako tumagal sa AB, sa Lyceum, is because after my political science course, I took up, and Lyceum could foreign affairs and foreign politics. Sabi ko hindi ako nagyayabang, I studied geopolitics under Professor Obiana. I think he's still connected or retired from the Foreign Affairs Department. I was under Ambassador Terrano sa Terona. I'm sure Ambassador Rosalinda Terona sa geopolitics ko, pati sa many subjects about foreign policy, foreign affairs. I had my diplomatic practice and procedure doon sa kay David Lapos, and political thought I was under Jose Maria Sison. You know, nagturo sa amin, ewan ko kung mas may bright pa doon. Kaya sinasabi ko, it would be good and it would be healthy for Carpio to just shut up and not muddled up these things of which I was not there. Hindi ko naman siya kinukondem. Pero sa amin yan, tinatawag, in our parlance, pakatorpe na nga itong putang ina. I will be expounding more the day after because I just received the old documents of Malacanang about foreign policy noon sa panahon ko. I just got it tonight. I want to review it and the different agreements that were entered into by myself and the Defense Department, sila Lorenzana. Lorenzana played a crucial role, a role that was something that was, sinasabi ko sa kanya, you handle this, especially matters that will govern the movements of the gray ships. Wala pa namang gray ships dyan sa, you know, yun ang binabantayan namin noon, the entry of the gray ships. Pero walang nangyari. There was never a time that we sent the gray ships in China and China sent theirs. Ano yung gray ship? When we talk about gray ships, we are talking about warships. Ang nangyari dito sa China all along was a coastal guard, coastal patrol. So, hindi naman hanggang ngayon, but there are misconceptions perpetuated, not by us, well, itong nasa gobyerno na napakamarunong. You know, ito ang nangyari. You better make it of record. Nung pumunta ako sa China, I was with Delfin Lorenzana, the DND. I was with Anyo, who was my security advisor, national security advisor, and the advisor of ni Bongbong ngayon, national security advisor. Nandoon sila lahat, Esperon, and my cabinet members, lahat sila. Ito ang opening remarks ko kay Xi Jinping. Kunin ninyo ito. Kasi harap-harapan kami sa long table, kaharap. I said, Mr. President, we would insist that that China Sea, or not the whole of it, But there is a part of the China Sea that belongs to the Philippines. And since I would want to, get savings instead of importing it from the exporting country, ako na I will dig my oil there. I just want to let you know. Ito ang sagot ni Xi Jinping. I am afraid you cannot do that. Sabi ko, why, Mr. President? Diniretso ko na siya. I will get it from that portion of the Red China Sea that belongs to the Philippines. Sabi niya, please do not do it for the life of me. We are friends and I do not want to destroy that friendship. So, what is in your mind, Mr. President? Sabi niya, because it would be in trouble. Kami dito sa kabila nakaintindo na nandyan yung mga generals nila. Ano yung National Security Advisor ni Marcos? Nandyan. Ang pagkaintindi sabi dyan, trouble, if we insist na sabi ko, well, day of my visit, I do that everything, put it off to some other day. That you put it to some other day. Whether the Philippines getting into our claimed territories to extract, nagkalma kasi alam ko na hindi talaga kaya ng Pilipinas kung magkagera. Now, at present, in the past or in the future, ako naman, hindi ko inaasahan na ang Amerika would go to the South China Sea swaggering. Alam mo, sa totoo lang, kung ang Amerika talaga gusto niyang make his presence felt there in the China Sea and to show to the world na protektado as Marcos would want to picture it to be, na America will come to our aid. Why do it during a war? Anak ka na po, pumunta na sila doon to avoid the war. And if America goes into trouble with China, that is their own shit. Kasi sila kasi yung magka-rebel dyan. Bakit hintayin pa ng Amerika? Why would Bongbong Marcos would now go to America to continue the talks? Nagganon pa man, what has agreed upon years ago remains until today. And the popular notion is that if we go to war with China, America would hurry up, go there, and defend that. So sabihin ko sa Amerika, if you are interested really in defending the Philippines, Putang ina, bakit ka pa maghintayin magkaroon ng gira? Why don't you go there and give the protection that is being mounted by... Bakit hintayin pa nila magkaroon ng patayan? Di iparking na niya yung 7th fleet niya doon. This 7th fleet is in the Far East. It's a big one. It's a task force. Ilagay niya yung doon ng mga destroyer niya doon sa... wala eh. Tapos, alam mo, there is a very dangerous trend. And anybody of you can notice. Bongbong America has been there for about... babalik-balik siya sa Amerika. Ang Amerikano naman, binibigyan siya ng moral booster. Sige, lumaban ka. Wala kang wag-wag. Wala kang ikatakot. So, maski sa Amerika dito, before he left in America, he's boasting of resisting China. We do not want oppression. Of course, we are being oppressed by China. There's no doubt about it. Nobody questions that. Ang problema lang, ang trabaho namin kasi dito as president, just like Aquino and all, istorya muna tayo because we cannot afford a war at this time with China. And I am so ever in doubt that America will try to tickle the China there to go into a nuclear war. Because a nuclear war means the end of the world. For China and for everybody. Alam nila yan. Takot ang Amerika kasi isang ballistic lang carrying a nuclear warhead. Isang putok lang yan dyan sa gitna ng Amerika. Sufficiente na yan. But with 1,000 missiles, and in return, America returns the favor by sending also 1,000 missiles, it will really end the world. Kaya ang China takot. Hanggang dyan lang sila sa malayo. But they have never confronted Russia or China. Takot. Obliterated lahat yan. Maniwala kayo. Including us. There will be famine and hunger and death. You can ask any professor ninyo sa physics and he will tell you what would happen to the world. Nobody wins. That is why we navigate through our differences, our nuances, our everything that is questionable there just by talk. Pero itong karpyo na ito, ayunan, bakit ko, kung ibigay ko yung ayunan sure, Juster Carpio, kung hindi ka magago, ibigay ko na lang yung South China Sea. Hindi ko nga alam kung saan yung ayunan. At ito, Justice Carpio, sabihin ko sa iyo, if China would decide to erect a naval base there in the island nearest us, can you stop it? Ano mo yung Supreme Court ruling mo dyan? Papel lang yan, idiot. It cannot stop a war. You're a crybaby. Always America, America, America. That was the last speech of Marco. Now, we will be brave there. We have the ships there patrolling alongside with the American ships. What? And you call our place Republic of the Philippines. When you could remain to be a republic and be peaceful with everybody. Pag-usapan na lang natin yun. Hindi naman Palawan ang kinukuha ng ano. There are questions and issues about jurisdictions. We will continue to talk. Yan ang trabaho namin. Problema sa iyo, Justice Carpio, hindi ka naging presidente. Akala mo, itong problema ng Pilipinas sa chessboard, kung marunong ka maglaro. It's easy for you to say, oh, ganun dapat ginawa. Eh, okay, talagang ano. Putang ina mo, hindi ka naging presidente. You were not given that sacred duty to protect the 120 million plus Filipinos. Ang iyong papel lang dyan at salita at maraming ambog. I have the documents. Hinahanap ko yung meron bang mga agreements na I will study it tonight, and after the rally we can probably have a more expanded agreement signed along the way. Ano kasi ang pagkaalam ko si Tito Carpio, eh, galing yan ng collegial eh. Supreme Court is collegial, marami sila. Ganon rin ho kami, ugok. I do not decide on my own. The cabinet. Hindi naman ako, no? It's the act of the President. Correct. But behind that act of the President, I will educate you. Hindi akin yan lahat. I cannot make a move relative to the security of the country without asking the military and the National Security Council. Yung agreement na yan, kung totoo, nasabi ko na sa mga military yan, you should not keep anything secret when you're talking about the national security. Ang mga military nandyan talaga yan. Nandyan man si Anyo, he was my national security advisor. Advisor mo yan, Bongbong. Tanungin mo kung mayroong bang gentleman's agreement. Aywan ko, ayaw kong mag-insulto. Inumpisahan mo eh. Kung tinawagan mo sana ako, di hindi ka makatanggap nito. Ikaw putang ina ka, hindi ka nakatapos hanggang second year college ka lang. Dumaan ako sa lahat ng taga Foreign Affairs, Undersecretary Ingles, si Ambassador Terona, Obiana, si David Rapos, then si Maria Sison. Doon ako medyo kaya huwag mong sabihin, mas marunong kayo sa akin. Alam kong ginagawa ko. Diplomatic and consular procedure. Master ko po yan, dumaan ako dyan. Any question?
Okay, questions. Edith? Okay. Dermelina Laporte from Inquirer.
Mayor, I just want to know, sa inyong recollection po, was there a written agreement and was it binding? If you are looking into the documents, that means that there was a written agreement.
I don't, ayunin?
Yes, sir. And also, sir,
Maraming agreement, Iha. When you're dealing with the foreign relations, maraming agreement yan. Not only with China, but with all of the mostly Asian countries. Hindi basta-basta na lang sabihin mo na once upon a time.
About what Harry Roque, former spokesperson Harry Roque mentioned, that the agreement banned the gentleman agreement, parang what he mentioned was
Hirap ka.
walang pwedeng construction materials that can be brought to the BRP Sierra Madre and only food and water. Yun daw ang content ng agreement.
As is where is nga.
Yeah, so
You cannot bring in materials to repair and improve.
okay. So
Wala yan.
So totoo, Mayor,
Totoo yan.
na mayroong agreement.
No agreement. As is where is.
So bawal ang construction materials.
Well, ganun. As is where is nga. Kasi kung Sierra Madre pa lang, if allowed, matagal na repair yan, nakauwi na yan dito.
And is it binding sa present administration?
Well, if it's brave enough, kaya gusto ko sabi ko, nandyan mo kaya yung Amerika, why don't the Philippine Navy get itong panghila at repair it. Or wag na yan. Nandiyan pa kayang Amerika, occupy the islands and drive the Chinese away.
Mayor, in the context of Secretary of State it was, given the as is where is, so the ship there will be allowed to rot in time because no repair is allowed, and which the President, which Marcos says, that is very alarming because if you cannot repair it, if it will rot there, it will be destroyed, then we have nothing there.
Kaya ito sabi ko kay Marcos, stop complaining and expounding on it. Do it and repair. Yan ang sasabi ko sa kanila. I challenge them na sila man ang nasa gobyerno ngayon, di i-repair nila at gumawa sila doon ng mga bahay-bahay kung saan. If they are really ready for that. Gawain na nila ngayon gusto nilang gawin. I-patrol na nila yung Philippine Navy, the gray ships, and let us see what happens. Tapos na kami. Kung sabihin ni Marcos, all of your past presidents were failures. You didn't do anything about Sierra Madre. Mr. President, I am challenging you to go to Alonan with the other ships and repair it. Yan ang dapat following your subukan nila. Kami takot. Ayaw namin ng gera. Kung sa kanya, hindi ba kagera pagkos nandyan yung Navy, di gawain mo. You have the ironclad guarantee of the Navy that they will, US Navy, that they will all die for the Philippines.
Are we saying that the recent maritime cooperative cooperation exercise is just a show of force, and even if Japan, Australia, Philippines, and the United States will collaborate to repair this Sierra Madre, still it's an exercise in futility?
Would you take that risk? Go ahead. Bring in Japan and the rest of the ASEAN countries and let us see what happens.
Are you saying there will be a bloodshed?
The what?
There will be a bloodshed. War.
Oh, wala akong sinabi. Sinabi ko lang subukan nila and see what happens.
The way you listened to President Xi during your meeting, he said you can do this because there will be this possible war.
One word na. Nandyan kami lahat.
What was it?
Do not do it because there will be trouble. It was heard by all. O ba gawa ito?
Wala ko kanto.
So it was a stern warning from China.
Well, that was the reply. If it's a warning, well, ikaw nang bala. You interpret.
If you are to advise the Philippine government in this era of Philippine government's position on the West Philippine Sea, and if you are asked to a one-cent opinion, what will you tell the Philippine government, or what will you tell the Filipino people given these conditions, sir?
My advice would be totally irrelevant. Sila ang magtanong doon sa Amerikano. Sila kasi ang gumagawa. Hindi naman ako, bakit ako mag-advise?
Mayor, pwede mo balik lang ko. I just want to make it clear. So you said that where is, as is, where is, there was an agreement, and was it written or verbal only? And
Verbal. Verbal. Walang written sa amin pa na. During my relations with China during my term, walang written except yung mga trade which were signed by the undersecretaries of the particular department concerned. Nasa tabi lang ako, kaming mga...
It's not binding. It's not binding.
No, it is binding. It's not, just because it was not signed, other trade agreements signed are binding sa atin. Hindi naman kailangan ang presidente ang pupunta doon.
Okay. Thank you, Chairman Lina. Sir,
You cannot put to task the president to sign all agreements with all other countries because that would take. Kaya may dala kang mga diplomatic trade undersecretary, trade secretary.
Okay. Sir Al,
I am just asking you to exactly, meron ka mang recorder, quote me exactly para walang misconceptions, misunderstanding.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, may gabi ni Mayor, ginugin sa Pangulong. Gihimo ang issue ni Bongbong Marcos just because of Ali Roque.
Ipalayo mo yung mukha nga mo kasi maliit ang kwarto.
Gihimo ang issue ni PBBM, ang statement ni Harry Roque, and then yung advisor, Attorney Salvador Panilo, sinabi niya, tinawagan ko ang facility na kausap kami, walang gentleman agreement. Bakit sinabi ni Harry Roque na mayroong gentleman agreement at yan ang ginagawang issue ni PBBM Mayor?
Ano mo, si Harry Roque wala pa doon. Harry Roque joined my administration almost halfway na. Ang si Panelo ang nandun. Wala si Harry Roque. He was not there because he was not part of the government delegation. So, wala ho akong maisagot dyan about Harry Roque. Ask him again. Ask him again.
Okay.
Kung may agreement man kami ni President Xi Jinping, walang secret agreement yan. We agree. Then after that, yung agreement namin, isasabi namin sa mga tao, foreign affairs particularly, to verbalize everything that is being said in whisper. Kung meron man ang agreement.
Bakit sinabi ni Harry Roque, wala pa siya doon noong panahon na yun, bakit sinabi niya na kinakakalito at ginawang issue ni PBBM ngayon? Bago siya lumipad ng Amerika, ginawa niyang issue na meron lang kayong...
Do you know Harry Roque? Do you know him? Do you have an idea of what his personality is? Meron kayong idea? Wala, pareho tayo.
Maraming salamat, Al. Si Richie isa, and then Randy after.
May gabi, Mayor. Mayor, isulti mo kanina that when you go to China, after nagisultihan ka ni Xi Jinping that hindi pwede maistoryahan ang imong pangayo sa iya about the conflict of the West Philippine Sea. After anak, wala na ba
Wala.
series of talks nga naitabo?
Tapos na lahat eh. During our first meeting, nandito yung cabinet ko. Nandito yung mga military sa Lorenzana. What would be the point in bringing up the matter again with him kung sinabi sa iyo, please do not do that, there will be trouble? Anong ibig sabihin niya? Trouble na yan sa kanya kasi may nuclear bomb nila. Kaya that's a big deal for all of us. Matutunaw itong Pilipinas at
After, before you get out from the office, Mayor, wala na ba ini attempts to buhion na siya ng iskutanan? Kanang after atong China, and then for how many years nga naka sa pwesto bago kamuhawa, wala na ba attempt na buhion to siya ng istorya?
well, the day I went out of Malacanang, totally cut off na ako sa governmental functions. Nobody would believe me. Magsalot lang yung police, pati military, pagka may posisyon ka. Pag wala ka na sa posisyon, sabihin ng military, sabihin mo na, sabihin ko,
Salamat, Richie. Randy Canieto.
Mayor, my concern is for the 120 million Filipinos na 21 million Filipinos na sinasabi mo baka mag-vanish tayo, mapulpos tayo. And thinking na ikaw, kilala namin, parang walang kinatatakutan. Now, being afraid for the sake of the Filipino, and hindi mo na pinatulan yung sinabi ni si Jinping, there will be trouble. It seems like you're sending that message right now to PBBM na ito yung sinabi ni Xi Jinping, there will be trouble. What if our present president will not listen to this at makumbinsi siya ng Amerika na kasi nandun siya ngayon, paano pagbalik niya, sinabi niya, makikipaggera tayo. What can we do?
good. Let him try it. Magtago ka na. That is very good. But ang gusto kong tanungin, bakit walang gray ships ng American Navy? Kaya malapit lang naman, wala. Nagpa-distansya.
That chance ba yun, pwedeng gawin tayong proxy war na kagaya ng nangyari sa Ukraine at tayo magiging kawawa. Sinasabi pa po na baka gamitin daw ni Biden ang gerang ito para ma-retain siya kasi mukhang delikado siya sa election by November. At pag nakipag-gera, tapos si Trump naman ang manalo, inaano ko lang na baka bawiin ni Trump yung order na yan, kawawa daw tayo at may iwan. Is it possible?
The earlier that Bongbong Marcos comes back, bringing with him the order to go to war, para sa akin, the better. A nuclear war is a nuclear war. Kung hindi mo na, you go to TV, sa YouTube, makita mo there's a series there of what would happen to the world after a nuclear war. It's nothing. There's absolutely nothing in this world. Kaya magdasal ka na lang na pagputok, kasali ka na. Kung maiwan ka, pati yung kamote mo sa radioactive, lalo ka magsuka-suka. I'm saying that the best thing is just really remain neutral. Sabihin mo sa China, Adre, wala man akong away sa iyo. Huwag mo lang akong galawin. Itong Amerika, well, if you want trouble there to find a proxy, meron naman. Japan, you can use China, South China, South Korea, and many other. Huwag tayo. Wala tayong ibubuga. Navy natin, ipagyabang natin. Pwede. We can... I'm not belittling my country's Navy. But we can only guess what would be the stakes and what will happen.
Ruth, then Alan after.
Ngayon ay
Lahat kayo may tanong. Hindi ako nagbibiro. Hindi ako nagpapatawa. Wala pa akong kasing kain eh. Kain na kayo? Sus, maayaw pa mo.
Last two questions, Mayor.
Lahat tayo kayo uli.
Last two na lang, ulit na lang.
Hindi. Okay lang.
Mayor, I'd like to shift to other topic. Iwanan ko yung Philippine
Mabuti
Sea.
ba?
Opo.
Huwag dyan sa China kayo.
Mayor, can we hear your statement or message to your friend, Pastor Apollo Tubuloy's situation, who is currently hiding because of the warrant of arrest? There's even an arrest order from the Senate.
You know, as a lawyer, I would say that you can go to court and fix your case and post a bail ban. That would be an option. But if you do not think that you will get a fair deal with this administration, because you have been talking about Marcos and everything, huwag kang lumabas dyan sa Tamayong. Nandyan lang yan sa Tamayong. Malaki lang ang Tamayong. Alam mo, ganito yan. Let me educate all of you. Ang Tamayong, malaki yan, sa loob maraming bahay. Make sure na sa isang bahay nandyan siya. Because for every bahay, it should be a different search. Hindi mo pwede ma-search ang bahay na yan at maghanap ka kay Pastor Kibuloy. You would have to get another writ. Iba-iba yan. Marami ang bahay na yan. So, mag-ikot siya dyan, maghabulan kayo. By the time na matapos yun na napagod ka na, you will become a member of the Jesus Christ. The kingdom of Jesus Christ. Alam mo, ang buhay ng tao, tayo naman simple lang eh. Katoliko, trabaho tayo, prayer, that someday, pag namatay tayo, maawaan Diyos, punta tayo ng langit. Di ba? O gusto ninyo sa impyerno? Impyerno ang gusto ninyo? Bahala kayo. Ngayon, kahanap ninyo, hindi ninyo mahanap. Ewan ko, Tamayo ang malapit dyan na malaki ang Tamayo. Malaking malaki.
Follow up, Mayor, may mga speculation kasi that someone is
Nasa aking bahay ko.
studying,
Look, kain mo ako magkatapos, mag-uwi ako. Sama tayo doon sa bahay ko. And if you can find Kibuloy there, I'm raising the ante. Ano ba magkano bibili ng 100? I'll make it 200,000. Or 300. Or even 500. Ibuhos ko na lang yung pera ko para maligaya kayo kung makita niyo siguro sa bahay ko. Okay, pastor, ikaw naman ang wanted. Huwag mo akong damahin dito. Prosecutor ako tapos
you were designated mayor as administrator of Pastor Kibuloy's properties. Is this true?
Nalipat ko na sa lahat ko. Sa pangalan mo, gusto ka? Ano? Saan mo gusto yung parte dyan na ano? Bigyan kita.
So, totoo yun, Mayor?
Administrator, in the sense that when he is not around, ngayon, probably in hiding, so yung somebody has to see the management of the kingdom, to preserve the kingdom, not to go into waste. Sayang, nandyan na yan. Kingdom of God yan. Bakit mo yan?
Clarification na Mayor, the properties and the church also?
As a matter of fact, may tulugan ako dyan sa kingdom. Sa likod ng parang kapilya nila. May kwarto ako doon. Gusto kang pumunta doon ngayon. Kasama lang kailangan ko. Babae.
Thank you, Ruth. Alan, nakaipautana pa? Okay.
Loob lang sa gikuha ni Ma'am Ruth. But, Mayor, are you also convinced na possible itong sinasabi ni Pastor na may extraordinary rendition na mangyari kapag kasi magpagita?
Well, hindi ko masyado pinag-aralan yan kasi American law yan. But it is possible may rendition. Pero tingin ko, we will post a ban at talagang kung available, kung hindi available, remains fugitive. Pero pag available, tapos he gets his liberty. I don't think that there will be at sabi ko naman sa kanya, huwag ka maniwala niyang rendition ng Amerika. At kung meron lang, tawagan mo ako.
So you advise him to come to the open?
Again?
You advise him to surrender, if that is so. You would advise him to surrender if that is so, na wala rendition na mangyari.
Wala ako kasi pastor naman, edukado na tao. Alam naman niya na ano. Hindi kami nag-istorya ng buhay niya. About arrest and everything. Kung anong gusto niya sa buhay niya, okay lang. Ngayon, tanongin ninyo ako, saan si pastor? Gusto niyo malaman talaga?
Yes, yes.
Ewan ko, pag ganun lang siya, tama yung, yan lang naman ang refuge niya, sanctuary. Wala man siya ibang bahay. Yan lang. Tama yung ano. Wala akong nalaman na ano. He is comfortable in his tamayong sanctuary or itong kingdom compound niya dyan sa airport banda. Frankly, yan talaga ang nalangan ko. Na kung nakapunta na siya ng Manila, o saan na lugar, wala akong alam kung may mga bahay siya doon. And I must profess my ignorance.
Is it possible that you will also be assassinated?
Ano ba?
Assassinated because extraordinary rendition. He said that it's possible that he will either be abducted or assassinated. Do you think that it's possible?
Maybe, because he's hiding. That if that is his belief.
But why would the U.S. want to kill him?
I don't know.
Thank you, Jermelina. Last two questions na Mayor from Sheila Lisondra of the XRP and then Maya Padillo.
When was the last time you talked with the pastor?
Again?
When was the last time you talked with pastor?
Kanina.
Is it possible po na sa imo siya mag-surrender?
Hindi ko siya tatanggap eh. Hindi ako ang authority. Hindi na ako dadala ng warrant.
Mag-ask ng help po siya sa inyo po.
We had dinner downtown kanina. Hindi naman kilala isa sa mga restaurants.
Thank you, Sheila.
At saka walang pakialam yung mga waiter, basta magbayad ka lang.
Maya Padillo, Mayor.
May gabi, Mayor. Mayor, this is regarding sa holding ng hakbang ng Maiso sa Tagum on April 14. Parang isang time din na may order na for 60-day preventive suspension against Governor Acuyabo.
Yan ang magandang tanong.
What is your take on this?
It's not Maiso. It has nothing to do with politics. What is very unbelievable to me, walang notice, wala lahat. Basta sinabi na sa kanya, umalis ka. Alam mo, we are drifting into that kind of sector, which I think, to me, is very important for the President to realize it. Mr. President, hindi mo na sinusunod yung demokrasya. And you are, yung pag ganun na style, you are veering towards a more authoritarian. Mahirap yan, hindi sanali ang Pilipino. I am just warning you. Ako sa isa talaga na hindi ako papayag. Na kung magtanong ka na what I intend to do, I will raise hell one day. And I would ask the military and the police to join me. Not to force you out of the office. We'll just air our sentiment for you not to forget that the Philippines is a democratic state. Itong nangyari kay Governor, basta na lang pinaalam sa kanya na umalis ka. It violates the due process of law. very important yang no person shall be denied of the equal protection of the Constitution. Tanggalin mo tao ng rason. And you must remember that the governor of North Davao has been elected by the people. Hindi yan trabahante na in-appoint mo tapos tanggalin mo. We have to respect the will of the people of that North Davao. For respeto naman. So you are veering dangerously close to being an authoritarian government. Ako, sinasabi ko sa iyo, kasi hindi ko nagustuhan yung style. Kung due process of law, if he had committed a wrong, may masama siyang ginawa, imbestigahin mo. Ano ba yan? And if it is a case that is good for a case under the revised penal code or any other special law, sabihin mo sa kanya the right to know and the right to address something. Kung wala siyang ma-explain sa mga tao, bakit niya inabandono ang mga tao, siya naman ang hinalal na governor, then there is something seriously wrong sa papangalakad na ito. Then, ayaw ko ang tingin ng military pati pulit, I am asking you guys to look at it closely. Be neutral. You were not organized and funded by the Republic of the Philippines with the money of Marcos. You are there operating and paid by the taxpayer, the Republic of the Philippines. Ngayon, kung mag-open up ako sa one of these days, and I will begin to say it in rallies and everything, because it's bad. Hindi ko kalaban si Marcos, pero along the way, magkakalaban talaga kami. We will be political enemies. Hindi ko you cannot remove that kind of situation na mangyari kasi mali na tanggalin mo yung isang tao dyan elected by the people. There's a big difference between an appointed guy and an elected guy. Elected to. Gusto nila itong leader na ito to govern the local place. So, hindi ko alam. Wala naman akong balita kay, alam mo si Benhor, kaibigan ko rin yan. Kasama kami noong pag-akyat namin sa mayorship noon. Nagtataka lang ako because ako wala akong kita mo noon bastos ako magsalita, bunganga ako. But my God, doing this kind of thing is very serious. I hope that they will go to court. Diretso na sila sa Supreme Court and ask for a relief, whatever it is available. Bawal talaga to. ito yung pangpahina ng gobyerno. Yung lahat ng mga bumoto dyan sa gobernador dyan, galit sa gobyerno. Yung galit na yan, bantayan ninyo yan kasi masaya na sana kami, ako, pati ang military, ay medyo humina na ang NPA. Huwag kayong bigay ng rason ng mga tao nito tatakbo sa bukid, mag-armas, manggulo na naman ang bayan namin. Alam ko hindi niya nagustuhan ng military. Sigurado ako dyan. Baski sa military, hindi ka lang basta, you are advised way ahead that you are being transferred from one post to another. But it can never be applied with such a cavalier fashion of removing a person elected by the people. Basta mo nang ligwakin, tumabi ka dyan. That is not democracy. Hindi pa ready ang Pilipinas dyan. At do not ever think na popular ka sa tao. Yun ang karamihan ng that's the pitfall of many leaders. Just do not assume that you have the absolute power. In a democracy, there are always parameters, boundaries where you can act and when you cannot act. But always we find the power of the law to govern us all, to make us conscious of being a citizen and what to do.
Thank you, Mayor.
Mayor,
Mayor, salamat. One question from Dennis Lasso, Mayor.
sige lang.
Mr. President, the November 5 U.S. election is fast approaching, no? Your friends, magkaibigan kayo ni Donald Trump. Will you campaign for him? Kay Donald Trump sa
Wala akong pamasahe pupunta doon.
Pwede magpatawag ka sa press pa na yun.
Hindi man tayo makaboto. Pero I am for Trump. There is no available leader in that place called USA na pwedeng with all the ang gulo kasi ng USA na yan. And you need a leader like Trump na isang salita para mag-behave lahat. Kay Biden, walang maniwala dyan.
So you're calling now the Filipino-American citizen to...
I'm calling all Filipinos who are now Americans and who have the voting right to elect the President of the United States. I'm calling you to vote for Trump. Akin yan. Kung ayaw ninyo, mali doon kayo kay Biden. Kasi si Biden pareho ko. Hindi tayo magdakad ako. Pero itong akin, it's more of the after effects of my years of motoring sa Simplang. It has taken its toll dito sa katawan ko, sa spinal pati.
Salamat sa...
Pero hindi pa ako matanda. Kaya lang na hindi na ako pag matanda ka na, babalikan ka talaga.
Basta Trump tayo.
Salamat, Dennis.
Trump tayo.
Salamat, Dennis. Mayor, naipahabol si Yusek Lorraine Badoy.
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor, in my job, marami ako nakakausap na
marami silang gustong iparating sa'yo. Ordinary Filipinos, yung mahihirap. And so, magsisegue lang ako doon sa sinabi ni Ma'am about Governor Hubahib. Now, having been on the receiving end of this government's heavy-handedness, tsaka yung parang wala ng batas sa Pilipinas, parang sila na yung may-ari sa Pilipinas. Yan yung nararamdaman ng ordinary Filipino. Kahit ako, nung kami we were illegally and arbitrarily detained by the Martin Romualdez-led Congress, and even the way they run the PCSO, it's just so shameless, so brazen, yung corruption.
It's obscene.
Yes, it's obscene, and yet it's so shameless. And they keep doing it the way that they've done it with SMNI, not the way they have silenced the press. And we feel it, Mayor. It's so, ang sakit-sakit masyado na, Mayor. And basically, what I want to ask you, Mayor, is ano ba yung, maybe you can educate us, ano ba yung recourse namin dito? Kasi this president, no, is he's ignoring the clamor of the people. For instance, of a drug test, when the documents, there are proofs, and there's that outcry, no? And then he's hurtling us towards the precipice of war. Nasa tamang pag-iisip pa ba itong taong ito?
Alam mo, ma'am, ako una yung nagsabi na drug addict siya. Hindi naman ako nag-iimbento ng istorya. Pero yung mga PDEA reports nila ngayon na sinasabi na totoo, na hindi totoo, natural yan, ma'am, kasi panahon ni Marcos. Ano agency in government can go head to head with the president sa bagay na yan? So, sinusuppress yan. Kung sinabi ko sa inyo, noong as early as, hindi pa ako presidente, nung presidente, mas lalo ko nakita. I saw it again. But yung dito sa Davao, because alam mo, ano talaga ako sa droga, pinakita nila na si Marcos nandoon. Hindi ko binigyan ng importansya. Ang sinabi ko lang sa kanila, trabaho lang kayo. Huwag na ninyo akong isali na lalabas na personal akong magalit kay Marcos. I do not need it. But when I was president, I was already looking at yung full the full story of yung pagka-addict ni Marcos. Kaya lang naman, ma'am, sabi ko, sana hinuli na lang nila noon. Ang pagkamali ko lang rin, kasi mayor lang ako, yung unang nakita ko. Sana nung na-presidente ako, pero wala na yun. Yung unit, wala na sa mga... So, siguro sa Pasig River na, hindi pa natin galaw yan dyan. Ako, I firmly believe, with all honesty, hindi naman sa akin generated by my personal ay ayaw ko sa kanya. Kaibigan ko yan si Presidente. Gusto ko nga protektahan noon. May ano kasi, ano ba naman yan, everybody's doing it. Kaya yung sinabi ko sa mga parang lang na, sige, trabaho lang ninyo. Not really a specific order na you try to hulihin ninyo. Kasi vice presidente lang ako. Nung presidente ako, pero mahirapan na sila noon at that time. I do not know why. Pero ako, naniwala ako kasi nakita ko. At hindi naman sa yung aking innate native na galit ako kay hindi yan, Mr. Marco. Yung na pinakita sa akin ng presidente ko. Alam ko yan, pinakita rin sa iyo kasi presidente ka. O takot lang yung mga gagawin sa PDEA. At lahat ng mga dokumento na yan, talagang inano na yan. It's either they were erased or... Pero balik tayo dito sa ano, nandito man si Secretary Alvarez. We are friends. Hindi naman kami nag-away. Contrary to popular notion, hindi kami nag-away. Kaibigan ko siya sa nung congressman ko. Magkatabi kami. Wala, mabuting tao naman si Peboto. Nung ano kami, sabi niya, wala man tayong problema. Of course, he said something about my daughter, but politika eh. So, at saka, alam mo na ang ginawa na, he has to face the consequences also of being criticized. Ganun yan. Siya yung gumalaw. Well, hindi naman, ayaw naman magpapigil. In matters of politics, hindi na talaga nagpapigil yan si Inday Sara. Kaya sinabi ko sa kanya, out of my control. So, wala kaming away. So, I will support him. I will support the governor because he's a victim of, how would I describe it? Of,
Oppression.
Oppression and itong forcity. Forcity on the part of government. Whatever it is. Bakit hindi nila ipalabas? At walang ano. Kaya dapat mag-akyat na siya sa Supreme Court. And I will support him all the way. And as a matter of fact, kung takbo sila lahat, I will be there to campaign for them. Hindi maganda na ganun ang nangyari. So, hindi naman ako, yung oppression talaga eh. Hindi maganda. Hindi maganda.
Thank you, Mayor.
Basta wala akong away kay Marcos. Sinasabi ko lang kay Marcos ngayon, marami kang ginawa na hindi tama. Kaya nagrereklamo ako kasi alam ko at do not continue committing so many mistakes because one day puputok yan. Maniwala ko sa akin. Military is not yours. Walang loyalty lang military. Yung mga generals na malapit lang sa iyo pero by and large, ang military nakatutok lang yan sa tao. Including the police. Tandaan ninyo yan. Hindi yan mga, kung sabihin nyo, mahirap lang na madala ninyo sa, hindi yan. Kamali ka, Mr. Marco. Kamali ka talaga. The soldiers, yung pinaka nandoon sa Pakibato, yung 3 months na doon sa Paksol. Ano yung mga sundalo? Kaya magbaba yan dito, ini-entertain ko, pinapakain ko, alam mo, sa Paksol yan. Halos 1 buwan. Hindi lumalabas yan doon sa Paksol. Pag mag-ulan, kaya masakit para sa akin ang mga sundalo pati pulis. Kita mo lahat na mamatay noon dito sa Davao. And everywhere nung presidente ako. I go out of my way to pay my last respect. Because, ano ko sabihin? Protecting the Philippine people. I'm good for another 20 questions.
Thank you, Mayor. Kung Bebot, gusto
Surrender pala kayo?
Sige.
Congressman.
Sige.
Kay Governor by Congressman.
Okay, gusto lang na ako ipahipalo sa inyo ha. Before the incident, no, kaganina, 2 emissaries were sent to talk to Governor Hubahib, asking him na, Gob, ayaw na ipadayon ng rally sa April 14 diha sa Davao del Norte Sports Complex. Ang nagpadala sa emisaris kini si Anton Lagdamio. Ang sulti niya, dili daw ipadayon ang rally tungod kay maulawan daw siya, kay siya ang SAP taga Davao del Norte, nang hambog siguro nga kaya niya kontrolon ang Davao del Norte. Unya, maulawan po daw ang mayor sa Tagum City na si Chung Uy o ang vice governor ng anak kini si Oy Uy. Kay dako na sila og kwarta nga nakuha kang Martin Romualdez. Hangyo sila na dili ipadayon ni Governor Hubahib. Ang tubag ni Governor noon ingon siya, murag lisod na himuon siya, ako, si Governor Limpania, wala na akong pwedeng ipagmalaki sa buhay. Wala akong mataas na edukasyon na pwedeng ipagmalaki. Wala rin akong sapat na yaman na pwede kong ipagmalaki. Sabi niya, dito man lang, pwede kong ipagmalaki na meron akong isang salita. Bigay ako ng commitment ko na mag-host ako ng rally dito sa sports complex ng Davao del Norte. At sabi niya, nag-commit ako ng 100,000 participants ng rally dahil nga ang mga mayors ng Davao del Norte, kanya-kanya may commitment sila kung ilang dadalhin na participants. So nag-come up si Governor ng 100,000. Ngayon, kala ni Governor, tapos na yung usapan. Then the following day, meron na naman pupunta sa opisina niya. Ang sabi, Gob, pinapatawag ka ni Anton Lagdamio, nandito sa Tagum City, nandoon siya sa isang restaurant. Ang sabi ni Governor, teka muna, nakita mo yung maraming tao na nag-aantay para makipag-usap sa akin. Sabi niya, bakit ko unahin si Anton Lagdamio? Itong mga taong ito, may mga kailangan ito, may problema. So ang nangyari, hindi niya hinarap si Anton Lagdamio. Ngayon, nagalit si Anton Lagdamio kasi sabi niya, binabastos daw siya ni Governor Edwin Hubahib at hindi siya hinarap doon sa restaurant. Tapos, sinabi nila, okay, kung hindi natin makumbinsi si Governor, hindi palitan na lang natin yung Governor, pwedeng suspinde, di ba? Ginawa nila ngayon ng paraan, kahit walang basihan, binigyan ng order of suspension si Governor Edwin Hubahib. Nung makita ko order, sabi ko, I was disappointed. Why? Because the order was signed by their Chief Justice, itong si Bersamin. Sabi ko, former Chief Justice ito, dapat he should be the one to respect yung due process and equal protection of the law. Malinaw sa saligang batas yan, di ba? No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall any person be denied equal protection of the law. Ang linaw-linaw. So dito, yun ang nangyari kanina, dumating yung mga taga-DILG, pinapareceive yung order, hindi sila pinapasok ng mga tao na nasa Capitol. Ang ginawa nila, pinost nila yung order doon sa labas, sa gate. At pagkatapos, siguro in 30 minutes, na umalis sila sa Kapitolyo, pinasumpa nila kaagad yung Vice Governor as acting governor. Ngayon, pagkatapos silang pasumpain, ang sabi ko kay Governor Bahib, huwag kang umalis dyan sa opisina mo. Because you are the duly elected governor. Pinili ka ng taong tiga Davao del Norte. Sabi ko, illegal yung order na inisyo ni Bersamin. Unang-una, si Bersamin, appointed na lang yan eh. Hindi nga elected official yan. Tapos tatanggalin niya yung tao, yung governor na inilagay ng mga tao ng Davao del Norte dyan sa Capitol. Anong karapatan niya para gawin yun? Para sa akin, sabi ko, yung order na yan, illegal yan. Kasi it violated the very principles of the Constitution, yung Bill of Rights. Illegal yan. At saka yung assumption of office as acting governor ni Oy, illegal din yan. Kasi andyan yung governor, buhay yan, sitting governor. Paano mo sasabihin na legal yung pag-appoint mo ng acting governor? Ang acting governor, pagka walang governor, nandyan yung governor. Kaya nga sabi ko rin sa mga empleyado, kasi pagkakaroon ng iskandalo ito, dahil ang mangyayari dyan, sabihin nila, 2 gobernador sa Davao del Norte. Merong totoong gobernador at merong fake na gobernador. Ngayon, sino susundin ng mga tao? Siyempre, yung mga empleyado malilito. Pero ang sabi ko sa mga empleyado kanina, sabi ko isipin nyo na yung gobernador na inilagay ng DILG, hindi yan totoong gobernador. Vice Governor lang yan. Inilek yan ng taong bayan bilang Vice Governor, hindi gobernador. Ngayon, kayo ang naglagay ng acting governor, yung DILG. So sabi ko, bakit susundin yan? Hindi nyo dapat sundin yan. Dahil lahat ng action yan, para sa yung mga abogado, considered ultra vires yung action. Hindi po valid yun. Hindi ko maintindihan kung bakit yung administrasyon wala namang gulo sa Davao del Norte na sa pagpapatakbo ng probinsya. In fact, ito a few weeks ago, Governor Edwin Hubahib was awarded a plaque of appreciation. Ang nakalagay doon, Seal of Good Governance. Recipient siya niyan. Ang nagbigay, DILG. Ngayon, tatanggalin mo yung tao na yon who just received an award from DILG, yung Seal of Good Governance. Masyadong unfair naman and unjust, di ba? Kaya nga sabi ko, ang hirap talaga pag ganito ang sitwasyon, ganito ang administrasyon, hindi mo maintindihan. Kaya tinatanong nila ako kanina, paano yung rally sa Sunday? Sabi ko, ang rally sa Sunday, ito rin ang napagkasunduan namin ng mga mayors. Come hell or high water, tuloy ang rally sa Davao del Norte.
Bot ako. Alam mo, siya may gusto ng chewing gum. Alam mo, ang simpleng pagkasabi dito, I am accusing Marcos of bringing us back to the old politics. Gayon ang suspend, tapos tanggal ng tao na walang... Tatay ko, halos ganun ang ginawa nila. But ang tatay ko stuck it out with the nationalista because he was supporting Marcos. Sinugal niya yung makapagal doon eh. Ayaw niyang magnasyonalista. Lahat dito sa Davao, nagliberal na. Ang tatay ko nagpaiwan. Sabi ng tatay ko, Marcos ako, come high or hell water. Nagmarcos siya. At dapat isinuspend siya. But alam mo, tatay ko, sabi niya, sige, I will go to court. So, medyo ano sila. Matagal na abogado ang tatay ko dito eh. Ganon. Yung ginagamit yung administrasyon para yung partido niya gusto suyupin lahat at yung hindi mo gustong magkalaban yung ayaw kalaban natin hanapan ng mali, hanapan ng kung anong papilis dyan, ilang babae, pati yung babae mo pakialaman. Okay, 4 o 5, medyo sobra na rin yun. 2 lang siguro. Ganon eh, pinambalik siya sa, he is really, if that is what he is doing now, I am accusing him of another thing, being an authoritarian leader. Ngayon, kami dito, tahimik lang. Lumabas lang ito kasi panggipit na talaga na hindi maganda. Wala mang partido na opposition sa kanya. So we will convince those who are against him to join us and form an alliance or whatever. Hindi na kailangan an alliance against Marcos. Sir, Mr. President, huwag kang magalit. Mali yung ginagawa mo. And I am accusing you. Mr. President, remember that one day you will step down. Do not ever dream of extending your term. Luin mo naman itong bagong konstitusyon. Balitan mo lang yung isang sentence lang yan dyan. Walang academic provision. Wala ka dyan sa mga putang ina. Huwag kayo maniwala yan. Noon pa yan, economic provision is the usual excuse. Isang sentence lang dyan sa konstitusyon natin. Yung that the president is good for 1 term. Tungkol lang yan. That the president is eligible to run again and again and again hanggang matanggal siya sa trabaho. Could be a military coup d'etat or whatever. Don't count on the sabi mong loyal ang military sa iyo. Mali ka niyan. And you are being an authoritarian leader now. Do not push your luck too far. Kasi marami pa rin Pilipino, hindi lang umiimig. Ako nga, hindi umiimig eh. Pero pag pinilit mo ako, bunganga ako, talagang bastos. mapipilitang bastusin kita. Kung magalit ka sa akin, hindi, nasa iyo. Papatay mo ako, pakulong mo ako. But remember, hindi lulusot yan ang tsatsa mo. At hindi ako marunong mag-Tagalog yun. Manatili yung hanggang 6 years pa lang. Malapit na. Malapit na. So, dreaming ka. Sinabi ko sa iyo, huwag mong pilitin at gaya sa ginawa ng tatay mo. Anak ka ng puta, talagang ginagawa mo na. Beware of the consequences sa mga bagay na ito because do not fuck with the Constitution. At i-extend din, bakit kayo maka-presidente lang gusto ninyo? Pati yung, ayaw ko nang nasabihin, pati yung tatay mo nagkalit-silit kasi umaba ang panahon. Yung Constitution na yan, sagrado yan. It's the Bible of the people. Not religious, but it is the Bible of the people sa civic aspect ng buhay. Pilitin mo yan. Suspend ka dito, mag-suspend ka doon. Ako ang magsasalita. Sinabi ko na sa iyo noon, Mr. President, ayaw ko makipag-away. Naging presidente ako I have the resources, lahat. But wala akong, never had the idea of, ganun. Kontento na ako doon sa 6 years. Dapat makontento ka na. And you try to redeem the name of Marcos. Do not destroy it for the second time. Kasi it might not really be good for you. Huwag ka maniwala dyan sa mga bulador na gusto kang Tama ka na, Mr. President. Okay ka na sa 6 years. Huwag ka talagang mag-isip na magkautaw yung tao sa'yo, magbaw. Kung tama ka, I will defend you to death. Sigurado yan, tawagin mo lang ako. Piginapi-api ka, may gusto ka, somebody would want to harm you. Call me and I will die for my president. But the president fucks this constitution and destroy the lives of the people. Then kalaban mo ako. Kalaban mo ako. At marami akong alam. Wala yan drugs. Wala yan. Tatargetin talaga kita sa pagkatao mo. At anong ginawa mo sa buhay. Among others, ito talagang targetin kita. And it would not be pleasant. Kindly do justice. Tama yung sinasabi. Mabigat ito, Mr. President. Due process of law. The right to confront, kung magkamali ka man, witnesses against you. Ulitin ko, sabi niya, no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Nor shall any person be denied the equal protection clause of the Constitution. With that, sana, ewan ko. At ito naman si Lagdameo. Alam mo, Adre, kaibigan tayo. Tagal yung kaibigan, halos gabi-gabi nakikita tayo dyan kay John Villar na inungman. Do not try to be, yung DILG should be the one to resolve, to investigate, or to look into a matter concerning local government. Ikaw dito na sa Secretary of Justice ka. Do not demean yourself. Sinasabi ko sa iyo, nililecturean kita, kasi alam ko, isa ka rin. Alam ko, wala kang alam. Umakyat kayo dyan sa Malacanang. Putang ina, wala kayong alam lahat. Puro bangag. Do not try to be a hero. Taga Davao ka, kaibigan tayo. Siguro, may utang na loob pa ako sa iyo. But when it comes to my country, a new guy, huwag kayong basta-basta pupunta ng mga probinsya, patita. Mag-demand kayo na ganun. Itong demokrasya is the right to dissent. Kung ayaw ninyo o ayaw nila, ay maglaro tayo. Kung hindi, aabot tayo sa batas. Lagdamayo, huwag mo akong pilitin. Kayo ni Bongbong. Magbarkada kayo. Alam ko yan. Huwag mo akong pilitin na bubuga ako dito na masaktan kayo lahat. Kayo, anong alam mo? Aral ka sa London School of Economics? Anong alam mo sa politika? Anong alam mo sa damdam ng isang mayaman kayo, umakyat kayo dyan. Wala kayong alam kung sino ang Pilipino at ano ang Pilipino. So, do not be a smart ass. Kasi pag ini-lecturean ko kayo araw-araw, kasi ang edukasyon ko pang Pilipinas, kayo mamayaman, anong alam mo? Pakantahin kita ng bayang Magilaw. Sige daw. Lahat. Ako'y Pilipino. Sige. Alam ko wala. Sigurado yan. Anak kayo ng mga mayaman. Apo ka ni Florendo. Yung lupa na yan ang nakuha ninyo sa penal colony hanggang ngayon. Nasa inyo pa rin yan. Hindi inyo yan, sa gobyerno yan. Dapat itapos at yung lupa na yan ibigay sa mga tao. Dapat na land reform na yan, ang laki-laki ng putang inang yan. Don't you realize na yumaman kayo, gumamit kayo ng lupa ng gobyerno, putang ina ang rental doon. Ayun, putang 500. Gamitin nyo ang politika. Bakit? May pera kayo eh. Pero wag mo akong, do not fuck with me. Wag kayong magpatigas-tigasan. Hindi ako, putang ina masama. Ako isang mahirap lang. Kayong mayaman. Nagdamayo, pagbaba mo sa Malacanang, one day it will end. Nandyan ako sa dulo ng Malacanang. I would choose yung saan lumuhod yung nanay ni Rizal, begging for the life of Rizal sa Espanyol. Doon kita hintayin. I'll make it symbolic for everybody. May isa pa akong siklet. Politiko ba kayo masyado mag-abuso? You correct that. I'm advising the governor already. Kasama si governor.
Hindi wala dito.
Kung walang abogado, kami dalawa ni Bebot, abogado man kami.
Pwede.
Go to the Supreme Court. Papel lang naman yan. Certiorari. I'm sure the Supreme Court is a neutral body. Sigurado rin ako niya. Ako nang warning lang dito sa baba. Itong kayo mga piyon, Marcos, baba kayo, Nagtumayo, you have to deal with us, kaming mga agol, presidente na. Wala lamang isang taong na inapi ko. Kaya yung hindi ko ginawa, huwag din yung gawin. Okay lang. Easy lang kayo. Puro tayo mautak. Ako, mas mautak ako sa inyo. Kayo nakausap ko. Each one of you, Presidente, lahat na kayo. Tingin ko sa inyo, kulang kayo dito. Nakatabla lang kayo sa babae kasi may pera kayo. Pero sa akin, in love man itong akin sa hindi nila sa pera. Kaya nga na stop the fucking mga putang ina kayo. Huminto kayo. Salamat.
Salamat, Mayor.
Takot kayo mga putang ina sa palin.
Ay magpa-sign og book. Na ay magpa-sign og book sa imo.
bukbukin mo siya.
Salamat PRRD na bukod ko. Sign daw siya karon.
Sige.
Nalikita na lang ako Mayor Wes, basta i-appeal na sa ICC kay pagtawag daw niya og kanang drug war lately, naday namatay nga daghan dayon kabuok within few days. Mo to gi-appeal na si basta karon sa investigasyon.
Lahat na kami. So, look, ICC. You cannot acquire over my person or over the person of my daughter and son. You cannot acquire it, not in a million years. Puro papel lang kayo pansalita. Bakit? Sana?
Na-off naman eh. I-off na lang.
Daraan ko sign.
Ikaw na yung taran. Mike, stand. Mike, PTV.
Let me ask everybody.
News 5.
Ano ang ICC? Ano yung mga putang inang yan? Hindi ko nga kilala. I am a Filipino and I will die a Filipino. If somebody would want to prosecute me, kung may ebidensya sila, nauna pa yung ICC putang ina. Kung nananda ebidensya, if it's there, existing, they can file a case against me. And I will be glad to face the charges. And if found guilty, I will go to believe in prison. And if they want to execute me dito sa Pilipinas, but never, itong mga putang ina kayong mga ICC makialam sa buhay namin.
Sir, papirma daw siya, sir. Ano yan ang may? Hindi mo yung libro, sir.
Si Maggie ni siya. Paila ka. Taga San Miguel ni siya, Mayor.
San Miguel Arcangel. Mo doon yung pangalan na yan. Ito pang...
Wala, di na naman.
Nice, oy.
News TV 5. News 5. DXDC. Gmail Argent. News 5.
Mayor, pwede na mag-ipag birthday niya next day.
News 5.
Wala. Ipagkita ko ako anak niya.
RMN.
Birthday niya next day.
RMN. Mike.
Picture ko.
Hi. Long time no see. Yeah. So house. Bring a shot.
Hello, Yuri. Saka na kayo nakita. Birthday mo. Happy birthday. Hello. Ganon. Narinig mo lang. Ito yung mga Hello dyan, Queen, sa kaibigan tayo sa
Salamat ha. Salamat kayo. Sunod na po.
Hello Jason, yung bang kaharap ko, marunong ka. Happy birthday.
Hunger for power.
It will divide the nation.